Well, Niners. The glazing on them has just gone beyond too far because this is utterly absurd.
Let's talk football.
Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Round Sports Podcast for sports for everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we're talking about the Niners as they are tied the seventh favorite to go to the Super Bowl ahead of the Rams, Bengals, and Packers.
Next floor, bottom of the food chain.
I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, I am about to lose my mind on the NFL because of this. And I'm not taking anything away from the 49ers. I'm not. It's just they're getting glazed every single freaking year. I mean, last year, the odds that they had, totally respect that because we didn't know they were going to be so injured this year. But, oh my gosh, the glazing has just gone beyond too far this time. Too far this time. And I'm going to explain why in just a moment because I am sick to my stomach when I saw this. I am sick to my stomach because that is how upset I am right now. But before we get started, though, if you all do enjoy this video, please do me a favor, smash that like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about the glazed 49ers. Oh, Niners. I'm not taking anything away from you. With all due respect, you lost 6 defensive key players. Dre Greenlaw, Tarvarius Ward, also along with Leo Funga, Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, and Javon Hargrave.
You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he got.
And you, I said this a few times. I'm going to say it again. They had a D in the draft, according to Pro Football Focus. And Mikael Williams and Alfred Collins were picked ahead of Will Johnson. Are you kidding me? And I made a video on Will Johnson on his comments. Was his comments fair or foul? I said he was talking directly to the Niners. Because how do you pass on that man? How do you pass up on him? I want to ask John Lynch a question. How do you pass on Will Johnson for Upton Stout? I mean, are you kidding me? And then not only that, you had multiple guys available. You had Jalon Walker. You had Jahad Barrett. You had multiple options. And you select Mikael Williams? Are you freaking kidding me? That pick is the worst pick I've seen from the Niners in recent memory, other than Ricky Pearsall. But let me explain this to Niner fans. This is what makes me so sick to my stomach. They were 6-11 last year. Now, injuries prone. I get all that. But why in the world are we glazing the Niners as like they're a top 7 team in the NFL? I mean, come on. We know the Rams are already better than them. They were in the divisional round last year. Who was at home in the playoffs? 49ers. Who was 10-7 twice? Who were the two teams that were 10-7 last year? Rams and Seahawks. And let me ask you the question. Who got swept by the 49ers? Was it the Seahawks or was it the 49ers? I believe it was the Niners. let me explain to y'all this. Why in the world do you draft 2 receivers and a running back? I mean, for real. I mean, y'all are telling me you're scared that Debo got traded. That's what y'all are telling me. And let me explain something. Let me go over some of the picks and compare them to some of the other guys. Alfred Collins from Texas. He ain't better than Malik Collins. Nick Morton. He's not Dre Greenlaw. Upton Stout. He is not. I repeat, not Charvarius Ward. And then you select Jordan Watkins from Ole Miss, Jordan James, Curtis Root, and Jordan Bergen from Montana. I mean, y'all had opportunities to fix your team. You did. You did some stuff in the free agency market. I'll give you credit for that. But now you are about to pay Brock Purdy. I've said this about him. He deserves $45 million. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He's getting paid $45 million. How many Super Bowl rings does he have? 3.
Oh my! Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, now you die.
And not only that, who was the team that came in last place last year? It was the Niners. I want to ask the fans a question. Why are we glazing a team that was dead last in their division? Why are we glazing a team that was dead last in their division so much that they are a top 7 odd to go to the Super Bowl? I mean, they have not done anything in recent years. Now, they did make a Super Bowl, but they lost to the Chiefs, as they always do on a consistent basis. But let me ask the Niner fans a question. Who would you rather have? Would you have Upton Stout or Will Johnson? Don't even go there with me. And then let me ask you another question. Would you rather have Alfred Collins or Walter Nolan? And then last but not least, would you rather have Michael Williams or Jake Sawyer? Don't even go there with me. And also, would you rather have Nick Martin or another linebacker that's way better? And then you also get a safety from Kansas State. I mean, dang, he's not better than Talio Funga. And then you select another quarterback. Are you kidding me? Curtis Rope from Indiana, who shouldn't have even been in the playoffs last year. Let me remind you about that. But how in the world is a team that was so injury prone, and by the way, ranked dead last in almost every category except for total defense, they ranked 8th last year. But when they met with Seattle in San Francisco, y'all made Geno Smith look like primetime Michael Vick.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
We repeat, the 49ers will sweep the Seahawks again.
That's what y'all did. And I know Nick Bosa was hurt that game. I get that. But why are we glazing this team? Why are we continuously glazing the Niners like they are some Super Bowl contender when they're not? I mean, really. They are not a Super Bowl contender. Everybody's acting like, the Niners can win a few games. Oh, the Niners can win. Oh, they can win a Super Bowl. Heck no. They have the easiest schedule, and so do the Seahawks. They have to play the NFC and AFC South. I mean, we already know one of those teams is at least good of each division, Tampa Bay and Houston. The Niners, if they make the playoffs next year, they're going one and done. I'm calling it on the spot right now. Because this glazing is beyond out of hand. It is way out of hand. And let me ask a question. Would you rather have Nick Martin or Jalon Walker? Because I would rather have Jalon Walker. And y'all continue to do this. You screw up every single time in the draft. And y'all act like, oh, it was the best thing that ever happened to this team. Well, nothing. The Cardinals had an A+. The Seahawks, my team, had a straight A. And the Rams had a B+. And you're telling me that a D team, according to Pro Football Focus, you're telling me that a team that has not sniffed the Super Bowl in decades.
No, the word I'm looking for is. Is that stop? Where?
Seahawks.
A Super Bowl championship in decades. You are really trying to come out here and tell me that they are a seventh best odd to win a Super Bowl? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But aren't the Packers better than the Niners right now? Aren't the Bengals better than the Niners? Aren't the Rams better than the Niners right now? I think we all know the answer to that question. And you put them behind the Commanders, the team that mainly was responsible for knocking you out of the playoffs in the first place. And also, I want to ask a question. Why ain't the, I mean, why in the world aren't any other teams up here? I mean, I know Seattle's not up there yet because I know myself. I'm not delusional like Niner fans are. But how are they still? The Vikings should be up there, not the Niners, because the Vikings actually made a playoff berth last year and went 14-3. And I know it was Sam Darnold. I get that. But this glazing on the Niners has gone beyond too far. It's gone so far. I'm losing my mind just thinking about it. Because look at the Niners last year. I have said this about Brock Purdy, and I'm going to say it again. When Purdy doesn't have weapons, when he doesn't have 5 all-pro players, he is not a top 10 quarterback. I have said it on a variety of occasions. And you're telling me that Brock Purdy, who is nothing compared to any other team in the NFC, when their rosters are healthy, you're really trying to tell me that they are ahead of Tampa Bay? Like, what? Tampa just got to steal that wide receiver in Matt Boca. I mean, the Bucks are better than the Niners. That's one team I can name. Another team I can name in the NFC is the Lions, which I actually agree with them being ahead of them. And of course, the defending Super Bowl champions. But this glazing has to stop. This glazing has to stop. They, I believe, are not going to make the playoffs again. And when they do, this glazing has to better stop, or I am going to lose my freaking mind. Because the glazing has gone too far this time. They were 6-11 last year. They were dead last of the division. And we're acting like that they won the division last year. That they actually made the playoffs. No, they didn't. They were sent into Cancun. Just like the rest of the division, other than the Rams. But at least the Rams actually lost against the defending Super Bowl champions. Something that y'all haven't sniffed in nearly 29 years. Because I am sick and tired of this glazing. I'm getting so frustrated just talking about it. If it comes out of my mouth, I am gonna lose my freaking mind because I'm barely able to contain myself right now. But somebody explain me this. Niners. I love my grandma because she's a Niner fan. But I have to say this with all due respect. How are the Bucks and Texans not on here? Because this is according to a post from NFL on Fox on Instagram. the daily ranker of the top 10 teams with the best odds to win the Super Bowl. Eagles, of course, at 1, Bills 2, Ravens 3, Chiefs 4, Lions 5, and then the Commanders at 6, and then the Niners at 7. Are you kidding me? The Texans and Bucks should be on this list. And I mean, I would still keep the Rams, Packers, and Bengals on here. But I would put the Bucks and also Texans ahead of San Francisco right now. Now, maybe Seattle, maybe not. We still need to see what they can do. But this glazing on the Niners has to stop. It has to stop. And I'm thinking, if I'm thinking it right, I'm thinking some of those guys are Niner fans that create these lists. If they are, and my accusations are correct, then they should be fired immediately. Because this glazing is gone beyond too far. They missed the playoffs last year, and we're really going to come out here and say, oh, they're the 7th best odds team to win the Super Bowl this year? They haven't won anything in decades. They have not won a Super Bowl since Steve Young and Joe Montana were quarterbacks. And that was decades ago. And everybody's acting like, oh, we got 5 Super Bowl rings. Well, shut it.
But the key difference between you and me, my body can feel pain.
Y'all haven't won nothing in years. The Rams, Seahawks, and the Rams twice have won more Super Bowls than you have recently. Because I know that I am seeing what I'm seeing. The 49ers are not a Super Bowl contender. They are just not. You can disagree with me all you want. But as I've said on the Niners on a countless amount of occasions, just remain composed. No matter how good the Niners might look, no matter how good they seem to be, no matter how good of a record they got, don't lose it. No matter how hard it might get. Because when the expectations are at the highest peak, the Niners will always find a way to come crashing back down to earth.
I'm flying! Yes! Wait! I'm gonna hit the ground, aren't I?
It's who they are. I've been correct on this team for 2 straight years. I predicted in this Super Bowl that they lost, that they would lead at the end of the first half and then choke it. Because it's who Kyle Shanahan is. He's Mr. 28-3. And you're telling me that the Niners, who were dead last in the division last year, are the 7th best favorite to win the Super Bowl next year? That is utter baloney. Baloney. So either get your act together and make a playoff berth and prove me wrong, or go out there and actually do something. Because I am still not a believer in the Niners that they are actually real Super Bowl contenders. That is what I've got to say about the glazing of the Niners. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think the 49ers are getting glazed too much? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. And if you say they haven't, you're dead wrong. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to do me a favor. Smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I will see you all in the next one. Ciao for now.